This is America. We have founding fathers that wrote a constitution that we haven't lived by in 142 years.
Hello everybody, how y'all doing? I'm going to use this little screenshot and we're going to take the 64-year-old cartoon and we're going to explain it in detail and stop it, and I'm going to use this as a screenshot. This is a 24-minute video, or 24 minutes and 7 seconds. So if you're not into long winders, please, click out now. But I hope you stay and watch because it's very important to understand everything that I say in this. Much love to y'all, and watch the rest of the video.
America is many things to many people. To a 17-year-old kid, it's the malt shop on the corner. To Grandpa, it's the front porch in the cool of the evening. To Mother and her family, it's church on Sunday morning. And to Dad, it's his favorite relaxation. It's the Cracker Barrel philosophers in Crabtree Corners. And it's the tycoons in Wall Street. It's all races, creeds, and religions. It's freedom to work at the job you like. Freedom of speech and to peaceably assemble. Freedom to own property. Security from unlawful search or seizure.
Where's your warrant, Flatfoot?
The right to a speedy and public trial. Protection against cruel punishments and excessive fines. The right to vote. And to worship God in your own way. It is these freedoms that have made America strong.
Okay, everybody. It did make our country strong. But it was all done on fake pretenses. At the time this video was made, our money was still backed in gold. We still had more freedoms then than we do now. Everyone agrees with that, correct? I'm sure you do. Now, basically the reason why I tell you that even before this, which next month will be 144 years, that we were screwed by the Act of 1871. Now that law has since changed several times, but it's still there. It was never abolished. Because the rich then and today still want to get richer. And they're going to do so in any means they know how. And to hide everything that they possibly can. Even by making this video themselves. And paying big money for this cartoon. To brainwash you at a time of a young age for us, the older folks and the younger ones that do see it now, think that everything is a bad thing about our Constitution and our freedom. Let's listen to some more of this, and we'll talk a little bit more on another little clip right after we hear some more of this.
Okay, so we got our freedom, but management's lousing up everything.
Labor is at fault. It's ruining the country.
My constituents, as your elected representative, I can assure you Labor's right, management's right. I'm strictly neutral.
Labor
Management? Politicians? Phooey. They can't tell corn from oats.
Wait, take the money out of my pocket.
Hurry, step right up, folks.
Okay, folks. Now you heard that little clip. Just put that in an example. Put seatbelts involved in that. I'm just using a few homeowners associations where democracy rules. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Why I'm pointing this stuff out? You got to have a seatbelt on because someone's child, just like those guys were arguing, got the laws changed on hundreds of laws of all sorts. Everything that's ever happened, I feel bad for people that get hurt in a car. I get hurt, upset about all of that stuff, just like anybody else. But there comes a time, folks, in your life that you have to realize who you are, what you are, forgive and forget, no matter what.
Here's the answer to your problems, Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ism. Ism will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower costs. Why, ism even makes the weather perfect every day. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
Y'all did hear him say government control, right? Well, think about government control. When this video was made in 1948, we were already controlled, folks. Even this video was controlled. It didn't explain to you the pieces of the puzzle that is missing. Like that this had already happened. What this man is offering from a foreign entity, foreign and domestic, remember, foreign and domestic. This had already happened. Already happened because of the Act of 1871. Where the banks, the Federal Reserve, which none of the money that we pay to the Federal Reserve even comes to the United States except for 10%. Folks, it is time for all of us to wake up to what is happening to us and what has happened to us. This is destroying our way of life and our freedoms. And the New World Order and the NDAA and the police state and corporate government, which that's what we have, is a corporate government. We don't have the Constitution in which it was written at the beginning. We have a corporate document that was changed. So people, we all need to pay attention to all of these things, and see what's happening. So let's listen to some more, okay?
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ISM promises to take care of me forever.
I have to add something to this right here. Number one, welfare. Number two, health care. Both are government issued now. Do you understand what I just said? Not in a bad way, but I'm telling you straight up. That's why everything you own, and like in the beginning of the video, your property belongs to the state because you pay taxes on your property. That means it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the bank. Get it? Let's listen to the rest.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
And who are you, my good man?
I'm John Q. Public.
Ah, my fine friend, you're just in time to share this generous and gigantic offer. Sign right here.
Mind if I read it first?
Hurry up,
Keep your shirts on, boys. Including my freedom. Freedom? Well, sign away my freedom. Why, this is ridiculous. Don't.
Okay, folks. Now you heard that when he said, sign away my freedoms. Did you know every time that you go to a bank, you sign a document just like that, and you sign away your rights and your freedoms when you do so? They have control over you. And they do. In any court of any land, they have control over you. You don't own shit. Even after you pay off the car and the loan, you still owe taxes on it because you have to pay taxes on it every year to buy a tag to drive it on the road. Let's listen to some more.
Be corny, brother.
Sure, our system of free enterprise isn't perfect. But before we throw it away for some imported double talk, let's turn the clock back a few years to see what it's done for us. For example, back in the 1890s, Joe Dokes was just a guy who liked to tinker around his barn. Some people thought Joe was lazy. Some even thought he was nuts. But one day, he had an idea. And because he was free to dream his dream and tinker, Joe had a chance to make something of himself and his idea. So, of course, some people didn't think so much of Joe's idea. But that didn't stop him. So Joe got some money from young Aunt Minnie and Uncle Angus and Grandpappy and Mr. Titus. When Joe's friends and relatives used their savings to help him buy tools and property, they were capitalists. Don't blush, folks. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, naturally, Joe needed some help. So he hired Willie Lumpkin, who was out of work anyway, and before long, Willie had the know-how and became skilled labor. Because capital, management, and labor worked together, Joe's idea grew. It grew and did things even he never dreamed of. Today, the automobile industry provides millions of jobs that never existed before. And remember, this is a story of only one industry. There are thousands more scattered all over the United States whose history of development is pretty much the same. We've built a country under the American system that sends more young people to high school and college than all the rest of the world combined. Why, even in the Depression, our wages bought more food, clothing, travel, and entertainment than the wages of any other people in the world. Our country has a national income equal to the total national incomes of any other 6 nations in the world. With only 7% of the Earth's people, we drive 70% of the world's automobiles. That's just a sample of the things the capitalistic system has given us in only 160 years.
Well, folks, this is the part of the video that is really screwed up what you just heard. It is all true. It did make our country stronger. But in an aspect, after Nixon took the gold standards off of money and Kennedy was killed, and then Nixon took the gold standard off of money, that is when our country really flourished, and the rich got richer and richer and richer and richer. Now, the poor got poor. The middle class made some money too for a while. But now, they're taking that away as well. The middle class is dwindling away, because there's only going to be the rich and the extremely poor with the way that they're going at it now. Folks, when capitalism gets strong and it's big, it gets too big for its britches. That's the reason why abolishing the Act of 1871 is so important. To take away their power. And that's what they have, is power over you with that bill. Let's listen to the rest, okay?
Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike!
The state forbids strikes.
Wait till the union hears about this!
Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
The farm vote will put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll they do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything!
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Do y'all see exactly why now? Did you see in the clip where it stated slave on the farmer's neck? If not, watch it again. Did you see the mayor that was in the fence there that said FEMA camp, or said camp something or another, concentration camp 5, FEMA camp region number 5. Do you understand anything here, folks? I really am being serious. Do you see why it's so important to abolish what I got up here? It's our livelihoods, our freedoms that we've already lost, that we have to regain. We need to push this video, this one particularly now, for all to see.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives. And we know what to do about it.
And now, gentlemen, no violence, please. And don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles. No! Oh, no! No! Hey! Oh! Hey!
Now, the article that's on the webpage stated with the little clip that you just saw about, I guess, that this man that you see here doesn't believe in the First Amendment of free speech. Well, what else is they supposed to do? Allow him to keep doing that for others to hear? Or should they run him out of town? I don't know, folks. Maybe it's y'all's decision to make. It's been our decisions to make these rules and laws that have changed our way of life from the beginning. We've actually allowed all of this to happen, and we have. We've allowed this by not learning the laws and studying history to the extent to where everyone needed to wake up to it. So let's listen to the last little bit and we'll have some closings.
Working together to produce an ever greater abundance of material and spiritual values for all. That is the secret of American prosperity.
Okay, everybody. Yesterday I made a mistake in my video that I made. I was upset. I made a mistake. I said I wanted to be a sovereign citizen. You can't be both. You can't be sovereign and a citizen at the same time. So with that, folks, with this video, I do want to be sovereign. I do want my property to belong to me. I do want my children to be free. I want your children to be free, and you, and your family. I want every one of us in the United States to be free. I want everyone in Canada to be free. I want England to be free. I want every country to be free. I want them to be sovereign. I don't want them to have a government ruler over them of any type or any creed. That's not the way nature is supposed to be. That's the reason why I'm pushing so hard to get my country free again. I hope the rest of you understand why I made this video and why I corrected it, because it does state a lot of different things. And it's confusing. That's the reason why I added to this video, to correct what I could. There may be someone smarter than me to do it, but I did it. So with that, from my cold dead hands, and I damn well mean it, abolish corporate government. And this is completely 100% why. Much love to y'all, and y'all have a great day now, you hear?
Don't forget to follow Tattoo1009.com on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and Dailymotion and StumbleUpon. Please help spread the word by sharing our articles on your favorite social networks. Go to the links in the below section for updates every day. From my cold dead hands, abolish the corporate government.
More freedoms then than we do now. Everyone agrees with that, correct? I'm sure you do. Now, basically the reason why I tell you that even before this, which next month will be 144 years, that we were screwed by the Act of 1871. Now that law has since changed several times, but it's still there. It was never abolished. Because the rich then and today still want to get richer. And they're going to do so in any means they know how. And to hide everything that they possibly can. Even by making this video themselves. And paying big money for this cartoon. To brainwash you at a time of a young age for us, the older folks and the younger ones that do see it now, think that everything is a bad thing about our Constitution and our freedom. Let's listen to some more of this, and we'll talk a little bit more on another little clip right after we hear some more of this.
Okay, so we got our freedom, but management's lousing up everything.
Labor is at fault. It's ruining the country.
My constituents.
America is many things to many people. To a 17-year-old kid, it's the malt shop on the corner. To Grandpa, it's the front porch in the cool of the evening. To Mother and her family, it's church on Sunday morning. And to Dad, it's his favorite relaxation. It's the Cracker Barrel philosophers in Crabtree Corners. And it's the tycoons in Wall Street. It's all races, creeds, and religions. It's freedom to work at the job you like. Freedom of speech and to peaceably assemble. Freedom to own property. Security from unlawful search or seizure.
Where's your warrant, Flatfoot?
The right to a speedy and public trial. Protection against cruel punishments and excessive fines. The right to vote. And to worship God in your own way. It is these freedoms that have made America strong.
Okay, everybody. It did make our country strong. But it was all done on fake pretenses. At the time this video was made, our money was still backed in gold. We still had.
This is America. We have a founding fathers that wrote a constitution that we haven't lived by in 142 years.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm going to use this little screenshot, and we're going to take the 64-year-old cartoon, and we're going to explain it in detail and stop it, and I'm going to use this as a screenshot. This is a 24-minute video, or 24 minutes and 7 seconds. So if you're not into long winders, please, click out now. But I hope you stay and watch, because it's very important to understand everything that I say in this. Much love to y'all, and watch the rest of the video.